Welcome back. This is Gender Discourse, and today we are asking whether women are the weaker sex as far as stress is concerned. Well, before the break, we did touch upon the condition of homeless women, but I would like Dr. Desai to elaborate a little bit on that why is it that we see so many homeless women than we would see men?
Yeah, my team and I work on the health and the mental health aspects, but Paramjit's team actually works on all aspects of homeless populations. But our organizations, both of us together, really have for the last 10 years been working on homelessness and homeless persons, and specifically on people who get thrown out on the streets because of illness or leprosy, tuberculosis, mental illness. And for sure, there is a gender bias and gender discrimination in terms of the society or family reacting to a person with illness. I mean, that's again QED proven. Certainly in this part of the world, possibly even in the West. So we find in our routine work and a survey that we did for the National Commission for Women, so many more women thrown out onto the streets from the better part of the society strata, not even the lower class, merely out of mental illness. So as you were saying at the start, now at the core of that is the men and women in each family.
Yes.
It's not men alone who do that. Men by themselves do a lot of unfair, wrong things to women, and that's again proven. But as you were saying, it's unfortunately this social stereotyping and the combination of some men and women issues that really makes issues of discrimination against women with problems so severe. And the other thing that bothers me, and I think that's what you were saying in the break, the issue of sexual safety.
Yeah.
I don't want to flag that here. Again, linking to what I said, the fact that a lady can mother a child is a hugely, unbelievably relevant biological natural fact. Unfortunately, that's what makes the woman, if at all you like, in inverted commas, weaker. Because that man, if he does not have the concept of boundaries and privacy and autonomy or respect for the person, can exploit that to make the woman weaker. What to us would seem to be a strength. I mean, I'd love to, most men would love to biologically father a child in the womb, but you can't. Right?
Well, I'll have to interrupt you just for a moment, because right now we have with us Rachit Jain from Noida. So Rachit, if you're with me, what is it you'd like to share with us?
Actually, मेरा कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है मैम, मैं एक इंसिडेंट बताना चाहता हूँ. मैं सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर हूँ, मेरी वाइफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है. जी. मेरी वाइफ ने एक मेरे खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज कराई थी कि अचानक उसे 3 महीने की प्रेगनेंसी पता चलती है और चौथे महीने में हम उसका प्रीनेटल टेस्ट कंडक्ट कराते हैं. उसमें जो फोटस है वो गर्ल्स है. 5वें महीने में मैं नोएडा से ले जाकर अपने पेरेंटल होम में वहां पर 10 लोग मिलकर उसको मारपीट करते हैं और उसका अननोन हॉस्पिटल में एबॉर्शन करा देते हैं. पुलिस एफआईआर लिख लेती है, 10 लोगों को अरेस्ट कर लिया जाता है, जिसमें 3 लेडीज है, 3 सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं. बाद में मैंने मेडिकल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया में इसकी कंप्लेन करी. उन्होंने डॉक्टर को सम्मन भेजा. वहां पर डॉक्टर बताते कि मैंने यूसीजी करी थी और यूसीजी करने पर मैंने देखा कि लड़की प्रेग्नेंट नहीं थी, केवल ब्लीडिंग की शिकायत पर मैंने एक हिस्ट्री ऑफ केस के आधार पर सर्टिफिकेट इश्यू करा था. यहाँ पे अननेसेसरी हम लोग परेशान हो रहे हैं इस केस की वजह से. काफी ज्यादा हम लोगों को, मैं अपनी जॉब छोड़कर इस केस को लड़ रहा हूँ. और एक्चुअली आपका जो यहाँ पर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन नहीं है, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि इस तरह के इंसिडेंट यूपी में काफी हो रही है. ये केस है मुरादाबाद का, वहां पे 17 केसेस सेम मिले हैं. मैंने एसएसपी से शिकायत करी है, मानव अधिकार आयोग में शिकायत करी है, पीएमओ ऑफिस में शिकायत करी है, प्रेसिडेंट में शिकायत करी है, सेक्रेटरीज को लिखा है, सीबीआई तक को लिखा है, पर कोई भी इस चीज को नहीं देख रहा है कि यहाँ पे 17 केसेस सेम है कि अननोन हॉस्पिटल में प्रीनेटल टेस्ट कंडक्ट हो रहे हैं.
जी रजत,
हाँ, तो इस चीज को मैं देखना चाह रहा हूँ, इस चीज को मैं उठाना चाह रहा हूँ कि ये जो इस तरह के क्राइम्स हो रहे हैं.
Rajat, thank you very much for that indeed, and I do sympathize with the situation that you are undergoing, but we are talking about stress about women. But even then, I would still direct your question towards Shawnee if he would have anything to say.
See, this is a different case. We are not discussing that, and we can discuss it afterwards, and Rachit can call me anytime if he wants. But they were saying about something about homeless women and homeless men.
Yes.
Of course, I do agree that there are certain differences when it comes to treating a homeless or a single lady or a single man on the street, and there are predators everywhere.
True.
I don't deny that. They are predators, and they'll definitely have their way. But what I am trying to say to doctor and the whole society at large, that because of certain predators, the whole labeling of mankind, that is of course bad, right? And as lady was saying something about reservation, and that is again a different issue. But what I perceive personally, that reservation of any kind should not be allowed in higher echelons.
I would like to throw light on one aspect also, which I was just thinking about this. See, it is connected with my concept. I mean, reservation, it's just an example to give the nature of the problem that women face when it comes to representation, when they talk about their rightful representation. But when we talk about urban women, there is this kind of attitude that is being developed by financial independence of women also. And if women are getting financially independent, they are having their say. I mean, there are women who are opting for staying single and going for adoption, not going for motherhood. So the entire idea of women deciding her life itself at times is taken as a threat by a larger section of the society, not all sections of society. I should be clear on that if there is any misconception about it. So we need to track on that and try to solve that problem, because ultimately we talk about individuality. So when it's an individuality of women, it's always been associated with her biological contribution, motherhood, sisterhood, wifehood, girlfriend, whatever you have not seen any women, a movie made on any women who gets into a habit of drinking like Devdas. Devdas has two women who comes to his help. So these are the kind of concepts the society has created through literature, like she was mentioning in literature. So we have to live with that, and we have to track the problem that is existing there, not as a war of the sexes. There is no war of the sexes going on.
In this, I like to add one thing, that few things will never change. Few things will never change. It will be only a woman who can mother a child. It cannot be a man who can mother a child. And if a woman can mother a child, there is certain care which needs to be taken for her, and which will not change. Like, I'll give you an example, that in mosquitoes, there are certain species in which after mating, the female eats the male. Now, it cannot change no matter how much we try. So there are certain aspects of our society which will never change. There will be certain stereotypes which will always be associated with certain groups. Like we have stereotypes related to religion and all, we have all that kind of jokes and all. But as the roles are changing, it is for people to adapt to it, and it is more on individual to adapt to it rather than asking the society to adapt to it.
I have to take you up on that.
Yes, Dr. Desai.
In as much as that, and I see your point to an extent, but I want to put it out to our audience and to the group, that while laws of nature and some biological realities cannot change, and possibly larger human wisdom would say you shouldn't even try and change that, although there can be debate about that also, because laws of nature or even genetic makeup, over centuries has been pushed by science and by human innovation to betterment. But let's accept for a minute at least that laws of nature and biological realities cannot change. Really a bit surprised when you say that the same about stereotypes. For me, stereotypes, and certainly social or psychological stereotypes, are meant to change. They should change, they must change. If they don't change, then the basic idea of stereotype is a problem.
So, I'll give you comments in a moment, because right now we are joined by Ram Prakash from Punjab. So Ram Prakash, if you're with me, what is it you'd like to say?
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
जी, please. Hello.
Yes, बताइए क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं आप?
हाँ जी, मैं जलंधर कैंट से बोल रहा हूँ जी, राम प्रकाश बोल रहा हूँ जी।
जी।
ऐसे मैडम कि गाँव के जलंधर कैंट में मैं सिविल एरिया जो कैंटोनमेंट एरिया होता है, जिसमें आर्मी प्रशासन का कोई रोल नहीं है।
आप सबसे पहले अपना टीवी का वॉल्यूम कम कीजिए।
जी, तो मेरी आवाज आ रही नहीं आपको?
जी।
अच्छा, तो टीवी का वॉल्यूम कम कर देता हूँ जी। अब ठीक है जी?
जी, वेरी क्विकली प्लीज गो अहेड।
अच्छा, तो ऐसे है मैडम कि जो सिविल प्रशासन है, जैसे हेलमेट का है, ये पुलिस का काम है चेक करना। तो ये CMP जो है मिलिट्री पुलिस, ये सिविल लेडीज को या जेंट्स को, पर्टिकुलर लेडीज को ये रोक कर इंटेंशनली टॉर्चर करते हैं और रोक कर बोलते हैं अगर हेलमेट नहीं डाला हुआ तो खड़ा होकर 10 चक्कर लगाओ। ऐसे अगर कोई लड़का लड़की जा रहे हैं तो उसको रिश्ता पूछते हैं कि आप कौन, आप में ये क्या लगता है। ये टोटली यहाँ मार्शल लॉ है।
Well, somehow the people are thinking that this is going to be a redressal somehow.
I know.
But I like to give a rebuttal to that. That stereotypes cannot change. Stereotypes do change, but they change over multiple years. What we are seeing now is the fast-paced change. There is a book which most of us would have heard about by Alvin Toffler, The Third Wave. It says that the 21st century will be the century of those men and women who will learn, de-learn, relearn and keep on repeating this process.
Right.
And that is what my whole idea of stating this is, that it is an individual choice how to adapt to the changing scenario. Because if you want the society to come to your rescue, that is not going to happen for next 50 or 100 years.
Well, let's get Paramjit's view on this.
On
She's
this,
been silent for quite some time. Yes,
on this, I would agree with him that society, I think all panelists agree that society is changing, and value system is also a little bit changing. If I say that now earlier the impression or the perception about divorcees, women, single women, widowed were different. Now there is acceptability about that.
I didn't hear him say that society is changing. I heard him say that society is not going to come to your help, and I have to.
Society will complete. Yes, but I need to say that means the perception about such women is changing. Now more and more women are going for singlehood. I am a single lady, I am working lady, and in a very, very different sector with homelessness issue, and I am facing the challenges, and one can say means it could be example. So there are many such women who are social activists who are working in a very, very different areas in a corporate sector. So people are accepting that. Now comes on the issue of, like you were saying, that it's not a question that whether a woman is working or not working. Women are stronger if given a chance. They can prove themselves, and even within the family, it all depends upon the environment where the decision making powers are given to the women. No, it's just balancing over there, and from there onwards the women feels more empowered, and women takes decisions, and she is given an opportunity, and at times she has to grab the opportunity, at times she has to wait for the opportunity.
So, right. Well, now let's bring in Indu from Lucknow, who's been waiting for quite some time. So Indu, if you're there, welcome to Gender Discourse.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It's Indu.
Yeah, please go ahead, Indu.
मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ मैम कि women's sex is not a weaker sex, but like you see in the metropolitan cities or in the big cities, they are working hard and बहुत ही आगे बढ़ रही हैं, but in villages you see they are very poor in every field you can see. और इसका कहीं न कहीं कारण गवर्नमेंट का है, जैसे कि गवर्नमेंट वहाँ पे नहीं जा पाती है, वहाँ पे उन्हें एजुकेशन नहीं मिलती जो उन्हें मिलनी चाहिए। यहाँ पर या कहीं भी जहाँ मैं रहती हूँ वहाँ का बता रही हूँ कि वहाँ पे विलेजेस पे अभी भी देखिए दे नॉट इवन 12-13 ईयर्स नहीं हो पाती, उनकी शादी कर दी जाती है, और these all things like बाल विवाह जो कि आजकल बंद हो चुका है, स्टिल वो अभी गाँव में जिंदा है। तो मैं ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगी गवर्नमेंट से कि प्लीज एंड प्लीज वो गाँव में जाए, देखें कि मतलब अगर गवर्नमेंट इस पे कुछ एक्शन से कुछ ध्यान दे तो हमारा देश बहुत और बहुत आगे बढ़ सकता है।
Thank you so much for that input over there, Indu. But right now we'll have to slip into another break, but people do come back quickly as we'll be back in just a minute.